الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا فصلوات الله وسلامه عليه يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون أما بعد. As Ramadan approaches, it's only appropriate that we get ourselves in tune for Ramadan, to excite ourselves, motivate ourselves, prepare ourselves for this blessed month. And as I was thinking of what to present to my brothers and sisters on Friday, I just so happened to be on Surah Al-Nahl in my Quranic review. But this time I did something different. Normally I look at the Quran verse and try to take the benefits verse by verse. This time I took a step back and I looked at the chapter as a whole, trying to understand what the purpose, what the message of this chapter was. But in order to understand that, we need to take a step back and understand the context of this verse, when it was revealed. Surah Al-Nahl, which is the 16th chapter of the Quran, was revealed at the very end, or towards the very end of the Meccan era. At this time, Islamophobia was at its pinnacle. Attacks against Muslims were at its highest. Propaganda was the most vicious. Muslims found themselves under extreme pressure. Muhammad ﷺ lost his uncle and therefore lost his political voice. He had no more protection. The Muslims found themselves at a dead end. Mecca was no longer fertile for Islam, meaning it's time to leave. It's time to make that immigration to Medina. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, understanding the emotions of human beings and what they're going to have to sacrifice in order to immigrate, He began to prepare them. With this chapter, Surah Al-Nahl, and with Surah Al-Ankabut, the 29th chapter. These were probably the last two chapters revealed in the Meccan period. And both are a little bit different. Both are mentally preparing the Muslims for this extreme movement, this extreme change. And anyone who's immigrated, knows how hard it is, knows what they lose. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens this chapter, the first page and a half, describing blessings. He tells the Muslims, look at the earth, look at the skies, look at the human being, look at your cattle and what you benefit from your cattle. You take from its wool to make jackets and warm yourselves. You ride on your cattle. You use it for other purposes, such as agriculture, such as eating. Look at your horses and look at your mules and your mounts, which you use to ride on to make your travels easier. You put your luggage on them. Look at your cars. Look at all the blessings which you have. Look at the air conditioning. Look at the heating system, the water system, the sewage system. Look at these blessings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pointing their attention to what they have. And after this page and a half, this series of blessings, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. And if you were to count the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you'll never be able to fully list it. They're just too many. Now there's a secret to this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pointing our attention to what we have, not what we don't have. Today, the problem, or one of the biggest problems with 21st century, they try and convince you need something you don't really need. They try and convince you what you have is old-fashioned. It's no longer relevant, no longer viable. You have a Galaxy S7, the S8 came out, it's more handsome. The screen is a little bit bigger. It has a better battery. They just convince you. And this is the mentality we have today, unfortunately. We look at that which we don't have, and we forget that which we do have. The Quran teaches us the right way. Look at what you have. Don't look at what you don't have. And then the chapter continues, talking about verses, talking about blessings. And in fact, the scholars refer to this chapter as the chapter of blessings, they call it, Surah Al-Ni'am. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues to list these blessings, along with talking about the Day of Judgment, until we reach an interesting verse that seems to be a little bit out of place. وَالَّذِينَ هَاجَرُوا فِي اللَّهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا ظُلِمُوا لَنُبَوِّئَنَّ لَهُمْ فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَلَأَجْرُ الْآخِرَةِ أَكْبَرُ لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. And those who immigrate because of Allah, not for the sake of Allah, because of Allah, then we are going to establish them in this life. And in the next life, there's even a bigger reward. When you immigrate, you leave everything. You lose everything. The Sahaba left their families, they left their hometown, they left their houses, they left their wealth. They went and entered to Medina with nothing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is kind of making it easier on them. That those who left because of Allah, they were forced out. This wasn't a choice. They were forced to leave simply because they worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, no partners. That's the only reason. They were forced out. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, don't worry, we're going to establish you in this earth, and we're going to make you a great reward in the next life. So my brothers and sisters, when you feel that pressure of Islamophobia on your backs, when your children, if there are youth here, when you feel the pressure in college or in high school, you're being bullied simply because you're Muslim. Oh, look at ISIS over there. You know, if I was a Muslim, I heard this. They were making fun of a Muslim youth, saying that, oh, if I was a Muslim, I'd probably rape that girl over there. That's what they were saying. Just because he's a Muslim. Practicing, not practicing, mentality, it doesn't matter. You're a Muslim, you're now a rapist. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, because you are forced in these situations, you're pressured, we're going to establish you on this earth. So my brothers and sisters, never let Islamophobia take over you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises that He will establish you on this earth. He knows and recognizes that you are suffering for Him, because of Him. Simply because you are a Muslim. That's it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is preparing the Muslims for the upcoming journey, saying we are going to establish you in this earth. And it wasn't until the 6th, only 6 years after their immigration, the Muslims became rich. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfilled His promise. Not only that, what's waiting for them in the next life is even greater. And the chapter continues listing the blessings which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. Look at the blessings. Look at what you have. Be grateful. This eases our pains. When we look at what we have, we become thankful. We feel that blessing which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us. Whereas if we're looking at what we don't have, we lose that feeling. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues in this beautiful chapter, and we reach another beautiful verse. مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ فَلَنُحْيِيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً. And those who do good deeds, whether it's a female or a male, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises them that they will live a good life. Not an easy life, not necessarily easy life, but a good life. This is a promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my brothers and sisters, when you fast in a Western country, in a non-Muslim country, you are seeing people eating left and right. You are seeing the certain clothes which attracts you. When you are dealing with the hot weather in summer, the long hours, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we are going to give you a good life. You're not doing this just because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. You're doing this because there's a reward behind it. A good life. And you brothers and sisters, in the month of Ramadan, we all have certain goals we want to meet. If we are engaged in a sin, we say this Ramadan, we're going to stop it. If we are lacking in fulfilling certain religious obligations, we say in Ramadan, this is my time. And I encourage you with this verse, that whoever does a good deed, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to reward them in this life before the next life. And then the chapter continues to the last verse. And this last verse is one of my personal favorite verses. And it should be a verse you always remember. إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ مُحْسِنُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with those who are conscious of Him and those who do good. It's teaching us that we may have to sacrifice. It's telling the Sahaba, the companions of the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that when you sacrifice, you might lose everything. But if you are conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you do good, then you get the ultimate reward. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with you. So never let what you don't have overtake you. Never let what you cannot achieve make you sad. Never let your application of your religion and Islamophobia discourage you. If you can move forward, please, brothers and sisters. Jazakumullah khair. Fill in the gaps. Jazakumullah khair. So as we Muslims deal with the various pressures in this society and the upcoming pressure of fasting in a non-Muslim country in summer with these long hours, then know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for you. Know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises you an established life. promises for you reward, promises for you a good life, and promises for you that He is with you. And that's the ultimate reward. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Now the question is, what does this have to do with Ramadan? If we look at the verses of Ramadan in Surah Al-Baqarah, we tend to focus on one. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ, O you who believe, fasting has been ordained upon you. And then the last phrase of this verse, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ, which explains the wisdom behind fasting, so that you gain piety. But if you go to the next verse, the one after, 2 verses later, and you look at the last phrase, it says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, so that you may be thankful. And this is one we forget. We always focus on the piety, and we forget the thankfulness. That's why I chose Surah Al-Nahl to start our journey in Ramadan, to remind us of how to deal with our blessings, how to look at it. Look at the blessings you have during Ramadan. Don't look at what you don't have. When you come to Taraweeh, look at how you feel when you're praying Taraweeh. When you break your fast with your families, remember the feeling you feel, the happiness, the joy. As the Prophet ﷺ taught us, the one who breaks their fast, they get 2 happinesses. Number 1, that they break their fast. They're happy they broke their fast and now they're eating and drinking. Number 2, on the Day of Judgment, when they get the reward. When you see the halls of this masjid and all the masajid in America, in all Muslim countries, filled by the beautiful faces of Muslims coming to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember the blessing of being a Muslim. The family it provides you. Look at what you are feeling. And this is the theme I want us to keep in mind during Ramadan. How we feel during Ramadan. How we feel when we do all these good deeds. When we donate, we feel happy. When we fast, we feel happy. When we have family gatherings, we feel happy. When we go to Taraweeh, we feel happy. When we wake up for suhoor, we feel happy. When we see the masjid packed with people praying Isha and praying Fajr, we feel happy. The last 10 nights of Ramadan and Laylatul Qadr, we feel happy. Look at your happiness during Ramadan. So that boosts you throughout the rest of the year until next Ramadan. It encourages you through the next year to continue doing these acts of good. We don't want what normally happens. The halls are packed, 29th day of Ramadan, everyone disappears, except the people who are accustomed to coming. We don't want that. We want us to encourage ourselves to continue doing the good deeds even after Ramadan. So look at the happiness you feel. And know that that happiness is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us in Surah Al-Nahl. مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وهو من عمل صالحا من ذكر أو أنثى فلنحيينه حياة طيبة. You're gaining from this verse, those who do good deeds, from females or males, whether female or male, then we are going to give them a happy life, a good life. That's why you feel good in Ramadan, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you this. He's fulfilling this promise in this chapter. When you feel good in Ramadan, encouraged, the energy you are taking from the last verse of this chapter. إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ مُحْسِنُونَ. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with those who do good and are conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're in Ramadan, you leave the sins, you leave the bad habits that you used to do outside of Ramadan. You're taking from the verse, وَالَّذِينَ هَاجَرُوا فِي اللَّهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا ظُلِمُوا لَنُبَوِّئَنَّهُمْ فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنًا. Those who immigrate because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we are going to establish for them a good life. You're taking from that, you're deriving the meaning, you're applying it in your own life, you're seeing the results of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us in Surah Al-Nahl. So remember that, and look at how you feel, and use that to encourage yourselves the rest of Ramadan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make this a blessed Ramadan. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fill the halls with our beautiful faces, the faces of Muslims, those who come here to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to let the Quran be a source of guidance for us, to give life to the Quran so that we apply it in our own lives. اللهم اغفر للمسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا، وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا، وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا، واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم بلغنا رمضان، اللهم بلغنا رمضان، اللهم بلغنا رمضان، اللهم وفقنا للصيام والقيام تلاوة القرآن. A few announcements. Make dua for brother Muhammad Saad Jarrar. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not stated why, so I'm assuming he's ill. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant him a speedy recovery and make him patient and to reward him for his patience. The Fiqh Council of North America and the Shura Council have announced the first day of Ramadan will be Saturday, May 27th. OCIF wishes you all a blessed Ramadan. The first Tarawih at the Masjid will be on Friday, May 26th, which is next Friday, right after Isha prayer. We will start our weekend iftar on Sunday, May 28th. So the first day of Ramadan is the 27th. We are accustomed here in this masjid to have iftar every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. But since Saturday is the first day, they moved it to Sunday. So Sunday the 28th will be the first iftar dinner in the masjid. Pillars Academy is now open for summer registration for as low as $125 per week. Please stop by at the Pillars Academy to inquire about early bird specials for ages infants and up. OCIF Middle School and High School Youth Program, My OC, is from 7 to 9 p.m. Due to renovations, there will be no Friday Quran classes tonight for the ages 3.5 to 15. After this prayer, we need help moving the carpets upstairs. So if we can have a couple of guys, younger guys who are strong and want to exercise a little bit, please help them out. Wa jazakumullahu khair. Welcome to Salam.